So, now that all the hard part stories are done, I mean, I got plenty. Don't get it twisted. I got fucking plenty of shit to say. It's just the inner child has now calmed down, so we're all good. But I did think about something about how I didn't really learn to cook anything other than spaghetti until I moved out of the house the second time. I only ever did stuff that was from a bag or a box, stuff like that. Because I was told that I needed to learn how to cook for a man. Not because it was a basic skill, but because I needed to learn how to cook for a man. Now, mind you, obviously, this will potentially be denied by anybody that fucking knows the people, but it was just, I was just like, no. It wasn't because it was a basic, that wasn't the first reason. Like, learning how to cook for a man was like the first reason that I had for learning to cook. And I don't think I was explicitly taught except for pancakes. And pancakes and spaghetti was just about all I could do. It was always put this stuff in the pan, make sure it's brown all the way through, and from there, spices. Now, which spices, I guess that was really completely up to me. But beyond that, it was just boiling the freaking spaghetti noodles and shit. And I was just like, wow, shit like this. And the funny thing is I brought it up a little bit later on, around the same time that I was still a kid. And then I would get gaslit. No, it's because it's a basic skill. But the first thing that I ever heard was that I needed to learn how to cook for a man. Why? I don't know. This, I don't know. I'm starting to remember shit that it just seems like it was a setup the whole fucking time. Like I was never meant to have a healthy, happy relationship based on the shit that I fucking learned. But then I would, get gaslit. Oh no, it's because it's a basic skill and all of that shit. And I was like, okay, whatever. And to be completely honest, I was bad at it when I first started. I burned everything. Now, I was trying to show one time I was trying to show my friends how we made pour s'mores because we used peanut butter instead of the chocolate because we didn't have the chocolate because I guess that was expensive. And we never had a fire pit or anything like that. So what we would do is toast the marshmallows on broil in the oven. And that's how we would make them. And because my friend already had chocolate, then I was like, we could just put the chocolate on top when we make the sandwich. So then it would be peanut butter, chocolate, and the marshmallow. I left the shit in the oven for too long and I burned it because I forgot. I forgot that it was in there. Now, mind you, we were sitting in the kitchen, but I never remembered how long you were supposed to put that in the oven for. It was really just supposed to be until the tops were brown, but I forgot to check it because yeah. So the crackers actually ended up burned to the pan, and I had every because of the way that my mom was at home, I had every intention of washing that pan. But again, I fucking forgot. because like we were doing a bunch of other stuff and her mom was so mad at me. And I was just like, I'm sorry. Like, I really meant to do it, but then it sounds like an excuse because then it's just like, okay, this girl is just fucking trouble because she's just coming in my house making a mess. And like, I felt absolutely horrible about it. And I feel like ever since then, her mom had kind of like looked at me differently. And it's just like, I didn't mean to forget that to like take care of it myself because I had always been taught, you don't reflect badly on your parents when you go over to other places. But I really just, my mind was just gone. And we were playing video games. We were like up and down the stairs and stuff. It I couldn't remember. And I felt really, really bad. For the entire friendship, I felt fucking bad. Because then it was just like, hey, remember when you like burnt the shit out of that pan and everybody, or yeah, remember when you like burnt the shit out of the pan and you left it? And I was just like, okay, yeah, I did. Because, mistakes don't ever get let go. And I was just like so fucking embarrassed. And, this was my fucking safe space. So then I was just like, I don't know. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I really was sorry. I didn't mean to. Like, my mind was just, I couldn't remember shit. Like, I was always misplacing something or losing something anyway. So, yeah, that was frustrating. And I felt really bad because I know what it's like to have to clean up behind somebody else. And I was always trying to be like careful. And I always tried to like wash my dishes while I was at other people's houses and stuff. Because, I'm a full fledged teenager. By now, I should know how to clean up after myself. So, yeah, I just thought about that. It's funny because that reminds me of another gaslighting story. And it's funny because, like, last year, when I ended up living back with my mother, I mentioned that, I like how it's funny how I almost got, you know, like, I just meant it, like, as a funny story. I was like, it's funny how, like, when we were Christian, I almost got all my anime stuff taken away. And now, like, you're the biggest fan of anime after, I got you into it. And then, like, mind you, she made no mention, no understanding, and no references to any kind of anime back when I actually got her into it because it started with freaking Naruto. And I was just like, and when I said that, she got really angry at me and was just like, "No, I knew about anime way before you were born." And she just like just went off, and I was just like, it was a simple fucking like, oh, it's funny because like she has like an entire fucking collection, and in my mind as a kid, it started when I got her into it. That's when it started. That's when she started getting into it. And then she became an even bigger fan than I was. But then she was like, now all of a sudden she was a fan before me. Now, mind you, the only other person that I knew was a fan before me was my uncle because he actually referenced a specific anime that went along with another anime that was actually one of my favorites until I found out that their fucking creator was a creep. Which pissed me the fuck off because that was that was my first anime. And like one of my first like really long manga obsessions. And then I even followed the next series after that one finished. And I was so upset finding that out. It pisses me off. I wish there was a way to like pirate all of those books. Don't comfort me. But yeah, it was just little stuff like that that's like, this is why the relationship would never fucking work. Because of moments like that. Anyways, that's it.